My name is Anjani, and today we are having a full moon in the sign of Scorpio, opposing the sun, who is in Taurus. And it's a very crucial day. So many beautiful and tragic things have happened today, and I am just really focusing on looking at the shadow. So, working with Scorpio, Pluto, and Chiron. And this week in my shamanic astrology class, we are actually focusing on the underworld. So on Chiron and Pluto specifically. What I wanted to talk about today is the shadow and people who you may have in your life who trigger your shadow. There's a couple of different ways of working with this, and I was in a relationship where, not recently, I've been out of it for a long time, and I had Chiron going over my Mars. At the beginning of that relationship, when I met that person in January 2012, Chiron was just going over Mars for me, which is the way that I interact with men, my inner masculine. And through that whole relationship, I had Chiron going over Mars and my sun, which suggests that it was part of my wounding and getting to really feel the wounds from the sacred wounds of my own inner masculine. And in that time, horrific, unbelievable things happened. I mean, just things that I had never experienced firsthand. And anyway, the whole point I want to make is that it doesn't make anybody less conscious or evolved if they don't want to participate with the person who triggers them. So, of course, when it's on your natal chart and you're going through a cycle, you don't have a choice really about what's going to happen, but you do have a choice to participate. As one of my friends was, we were talking the other day, and, we were talking about getting on a bus. If you're going into a cycle with Pluto, Chiron, or Scorpio, or you're working with that energy, say that's the bus, and the bus is coming, and you kind of get on the bus, but you're kind of not on the bus. The bus is still going either way, and it's like you can go with one leg in and half your body out of the bus. You're going to get really hurt. Or you could just get on the bus and know that you're going through this thing with the underworld. So we might call this a subway since it's underground. But either way, when it's in your own chart, you're going to be going through an underworld initiation. There's a lot of different ways of knowing that you're in an underworld initiation. And some of those things might be that you feel depressed. You feel that there's really no way out. The only choice you have to make in an underworld initiation is to surrender. If you fight, it's like being lost at sea with just a boogie board, and the waves keep pushing you out further and further. And the more you fight, the further you get pushed out. But as soon as you surrender and, go with the flow, eventually you'll get drawn back into shore. So it's the same way with these underworld initiators that sometimes can be people in your life. And that's the point I want to talk about in this video. So if you are being stimulated by a person who brings out your shadow, there's it's nice. I actually enjoy having that when it's a little bit at a time, So say if it's a teacher or a friend or somebody who, when we meet or get together, I feel stimulated to look at my own shadow. That's nice. When it's somebody who has cheated on you, lied, all the things that happen in relationships, then you don't have to participate in that relationship anymore. And if the other person insists, and, tries to do things to, say things that make you seem like you're less evolved because you don't want to participate with them. It's just not true. It would be very unkind to yourself to participate in that relationship that causes you pain and triggers you and irritates you. So the thing I wanted to mention also is that with the energy of our current full moon, it is about the shadow and touching into the depths of what is unconscious for us. So when we are navigating into the underworld, the point is to retrieve power. We go into those underworld initiations to retrieve our personal power. And it's fantastic. It's scary. It's dark. It's very mysterious. There's no guidebooks that can be written on going into your own version of the underworld, because only you will know that. Only you will know, and you can come out and write your own guidebook, but it will only be good for you. It's your guidebook. The only sort of universal word of advice for going into the underworld is be ready for surrender. And to surrender, there's even the word itself, it doesn't give you, there's no way to know what you're going to be surrendering to. Another universal advice that comes to mind, which I haven't read this anywhere, but it just pops in, is that our physical body needs to be able to hold the amount of energy that we will be retrieving from the underworld. So when we're going to an underworld initiation, our physical body needs to be of the highest health and vibration so that we can carry the new vibration that we are going to be carrying from this underworld initiation cycle. I got really sidetracked, but that's okay. I did fall into getting involved, participating a little bit with somebody who triggers me. And when I say triggers me, it doesn't mean that I know what the triggers are. And I'm very well aware of this because I tried working with that person for about 3.5, close to 4 years. And I don't feel that I failed. I feel that I succeeded because I know that that energy doesn't work for me in a way that I would want to carry on my life with. But when you do engage and participate in the sort of muckiness of, what's going to happen when you decide you will lend your ear for 30 seconds to, just to communicate with the person. And if you don't like, basically if I went back and I combated and I sent an email back. I usually won't respond to emails, but yesterday I did respond to an email. And after I hit send, I really wished I hadn't have sent it, because even though I wanted to say those things, it doesn't matter. It falls on deaf ears. And I said death. It's a waste of my time and my energy. So when I participate, and basically what I felt like I did was take a piece of my energy and hand it over to the person. And after all this time, I've been working on pulling my energy back in and gathering all the pieces of myself, connecting to the life force energy, connecting to the under, connecting to what's above, and running energy through my body from source itself, pulling back my energy from all the places that I have given energy to. When I responded in that email, I felt like I just handed it over back, like give a piece of myself, give a piece of this energy that I'm running through myself over to the person who annoys the hell out of me, triggers me, and is not worthy of being in my life. He has proven time and time again that he is not a worthy participant in my reality. So I learned a lesson. I'm just sharing that with you. When you choose to engage in these relationships that you know are not healthy for you, you're basically giving a piece of your energy to that person and giving away part of yourself that you could have used for anything. Making a piece of jewelry, writing a blog, taking pictures of something nice, or, anything. So I'm going to end there. I think I totally got sidetracked and babbled on, but this is just a small piece of my life and what I'm experiencing today that I'm sharing with you. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to have more videos on just different parts of life, self-empowerment, ways to be more radiant, tips on health and wellness, and my newest topic, which is the divine feminine and divine masculine in sacred reunion, because we were never not a union. Also on magnetism and manifestation. These are just a few of the things that I am focusing on in my work. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful full moon tonight.